Catch 'em all.
Alright guys, so I'm taking a look at what I find to be a pretty interesting, I'd not say a toy, but an interesting device. It is sunglasses that have a camera integrated. So, ignore the messy hair, it is what it is. So, these sunglasses have UV protection, UV 400 protection. They have polarized lenses, and it takes about an hour to charge roughly. They have 32 gigs of included storage, good for, they say, about 60 minutes of recording. I never would record for that long with this type of device because I'm usually going to use an action camera if it's something that's going to be long, just because I know the battery life is going to be longer and the quality and the options are just going to be more available. But this is fun just to have. They're waterproof, but you shouldn't be like diving, swimming, underwater with them. But if you're just like water skiing or surfing or something and they're getting splashed, things of that nature, shouldn't really be a problem. And for viewing these, you just plug them into your PC. You can use the included micro USB cable, which we'll talk about in a second, and you can view the files and everything. So it does 1080p video, 30 frames per second. It does 1920 by 1080 JPEG images. So the pictures and the video come out really good actually for what they are. I mean, better than I expected, that's for sure. Where I think if there's a negative, where that comes in with these, I'm going to say, is if you're in low light. Now these are sunglasses, so the majority of the time you should be in bright light situations. Shouldn't be a major issue. So that's good. I mean, they should work for you a majority of the time without a problem. As far as video goes, low light, they're not going to be their strongest point, but they're not, you're not going to run into that much. The other area is wind noise. Now, there's no way to block really and put any type of filter on the mic, so you're not going to be able to eliminate wind noise. So the wind buffeting sound that you can hear on a windy day, you're just going to have to deal with that part of the video, or you're going to have to overlay some music and just cut that video if you're going to do some editing or anything with that video. So, keep that in mind, just something to think about. But just for the actual sunglass usage, they're actually pretty nice. So let's look real quick at what is included. So you have this sort of semi-rugged clamshell style case. Of course, it's just zippered, has a little sort of integrated lanyard. If you wanted to clip onto this, you could. Totally optional. And it does have a little pocket here so you can keep everything sorted. Also included, and I would never really use this myself, but a lot of people find this handy. It's just basically like a little sunglasses keeper. It kind of goes, behind your head, behind your ears, holds the sunglasses. And the great thing about this is it has this piece here, which is going to create a flotation situation so that you're not losing your glasses if you happen to, drop them off in your, swimming or whatever, water sport type situation. Again, hopefully not under the water too much, not really intended for that type purpose. But yeah, that should save you from losing them, so that's a cool aspect to include. You also get a pretty large and higher quality, not super thin or tiny, microfiber cloth to keep the lenses nice and clean. That's always nice. A pretty long charging cable. So, just a micro USB charging cable. I use my own, so not a big deal. Now, they do include also this wall outlet, so you can just plug it in and charge. Obviously, that would be the ideal thing. Unless you just have a power bank or something, you plug it in straight to the USB, which is something I've done. And if you're out on the go with these sunglasses, you may want to do such a thing. You also get a soft carrying case, which in a pinch also serves really well to use to clean the sunglasses. So that's cool. You get a thank you card, which is also, please leave a review. There's some think there's some discount, yeah, some discount promotional options available. And then you have your user manual in case there's any questions, problems, or things you need to find out. It's a little bit weird to use, and why I say that is because it's a single button operation, which you think would simplify the process, but I think some people may inadvertently do what they're not intending, like maybe they're trying to turn it off and they're taking a picture or something like that. You get kind of used to it, so my advice is familiarize yourself with the functionality before you take them out and try to capture a moment that you really want to capture, because you may or may not get that moment if you don't learn how to use them first. Not hard to use, but you need to know how to use them. So they're not super thick actually, and they have sort of a rubberized texture. They're pretty sturdy. They're not going to break, I don't think, very easily. The polarized lenses actually work pretty well. I don't know if this will show up. This doesn't come with them, but it's kind of a cool little demo I've gotten with other glasses. You can see a little fisherman. There's no fish right there, but when you put the glasses, I don't know if the fish is showing up for you, but just kind of a polarized demo. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, these are, I think, comfortable. They're not super heavy or anything, not super bulky. You're not going to be like super incognito with these. You can see the lens right there, but most people probably aren't going to pay too much attention, so they may not notice it. And you're not going to get a lot of fingerprints because it has sort of a rubberized texture on this, so that's pretty cool. There is an LED that will show up, and there's LEDs here. I'm going to show you that in a second. So I'm also going to take these outside just to give you an idea of what the video you can expect from these are. And the video I'm shooting now, and this video is 1080p, and I will render everything in 30 frames per second to match the 30 frames per second this does, so that it'll stay hopefully as true as possible to what you can expect from these glasses if you decide to purchase them. I'm trying to remember. 32 gigs of storage. About an hour of charge, maybe about an hour of recording time. I guess that is going to vary because batteries and the consistency. The audio is okay. It's not great, but it's good. I said wind is definitely going to mess you up. The biggest fault. One thing, there is a timestamp option where you can set that up using the file. There's information provided, and you can move that file. But if you just leave it alone, you shouldn't have any kind of timestamp to deal with. I don't like it, so when I don't have to use one, I don't, so it's optional. That's nice. Some things don't give you that option. But probably one of the biggest complaints most people are going to have is the vibration that you're going to hear, and when you turn these on or turn these off, and I'm going to let you hear that real quick, and hopefully I'm going to turn it like this so you can kind of see what's going on. So I'm going to hold this button down. So hopefully you heard that little vibration. You can see the LED here. Now if I hit this, that vibrates, and you'll see the little blue light. The blue light was indicating that a picture was taken. Right now I'm recording video, and that's indicated of course by the flashing light. So you can see that when you're wearing these, and they're actually comfortable to wear. They're not very heavy. They are slightly thicker, of course. Here they feel a little different on your nose, maybe because I feel like they sit out just a little because of the thickness right there with the camera. Not much, but overall they look like a fairly normal pair of sunglasses. And like I said, the polarized lenses actually work quite well, and they're not uncomfortable. I guess over a prolonged period, depending upon the size of your head, maybe they would be less comfortable for some people, but assuming an average size head, I'm going to say most people will find them comfortable and not too bad. I think there's just a little bit of warmth that you can feel. It's not like problematic or anything, but you can feel a difference between one side from the other. I don't think you're going to like burn yourself. I mean, nothing hot, just warmer. One side compared to the other, you can definitely feel the difference. But whenever you push this button, get it closer. So that button and that vibration, it picks up on the video, and it's right beside the microphone. So it's kind of crazy loud. So I guess if you're editing the video, you're going to be fine. You can cut that part out. Just make sure you remember to capture whatever moment you need, you know, in between that. So anyway, as sunglasses, they work fine. They're pretty good. For video, they're actually more impressive than I thought. In picture, same thing. Really good compared to what I expected. I would say they look sort of similar to a like a 1080p security camera. Pretty close, maybe a little better actually, and that's probably because of how bright the light is outside. So let's go outside. It's a bright sunny day right now. I don't believe we've got any overcast or clouds at the moment, even though there might be some rolling in. So let me run outside and just give a quick example, and I'll jump into that and you can see that. And if you want to find out more about this, like always, I'm going to leave a link below the video. You can feel free to check that out and see what you think. Okay, so that's it. Thanks. Alright, well, hopefully it gives you some idea of what you can expect with the audio. Very, very light breeze, so I don't know how that's going to sound, what that's going to turn out like. But anyway, we'll throw a couple of images up, of course the video clip. Make your own decisions, and again, check out the link below. You find out more. Thanks for watching.